Alright guys, this is the build breakdown on my 98 Honda Civic. I did a K-swap on this car. It's a EK Civic. This will also work on a EG Civic besides the mounts. We're gonna start off with the mounts. I got the EKK2 mounts from Hasport. These mounts, I got the EKK2s because the EKK1s, the engine would sit more forward and you won't have space in the front for anything, so the EKK2s are better. These were $500, and I got Hasport because Hasport mounts have good reviews and their warranty is pretty good. You can also get Innovative or other mounts for much cheaper, but I chose Hasport because of their build quality and the warranty. Next, the engine. I got the engine for $1,400 and the transmission for $1,000. I got both of them from eBay, or you can get a donor RSX Type S and just swap almost everything out of it besides the mounts. Next, the fuel rail, the fuel regulator, and the pressure, the PSI gauge for the fuel, and all the hoses you can get from K-Tuned for $500. You can also do the RSX Type S rail and make your own lines for much cheaper. You won't need the regulator because the Type S already has a regulator built inside of it. Next is gonna be the engine harness. I got the K-Tune harness. You can use the regular RSX Type S harness, but it's like big and bulky. The K-Tune one is like slick, so it's like more tucked. That's why it's called the tucked harness. And this harness was $700, and I got the alternator wire built inside the harness, so that's like I think another $30 or $40 for that part. Next is the radiator. I got this as a kit from K-Tune. Comes with the radiator, the fan, the upper and lower hose, and it comes with everything you need to bolt up to the EK and EG Civic. But you can also use your stock radiator, but it will just mount on your driver's side instead of your passenger side, so you won't have much space on the driver's side. If you want to go turbo, I recommend getting this or making your own radiator from the stock one. But I chose K-Tune because that looks good, but it's gonna be $300. Next is the clutch stuff. So the clutch I got for $500. This came with the ACT Stage 5 unsprung clutch, as well as the flywheel. I can't really show you. Let me see, because I don't have the inside. So that's a ACT flywheel as well as clutch that I have inside. $500 for that. You can also go OEM clutch and the OEM flywheel, but I want to go performance, so that's why I got the flywheel, a lighter flywheel, and a stage 5 clutch. Next we have the clutch. I believe this is the slave cylinder. I forgot what the name is. You can use the stock RSX Type S one, but I got the K-Tune one. It's a free moving one with the line that bolts into the OEM reservoir. You don't have to change this reservoir because the OEM one from an EG and EK are really good reservoirs. And I also got this one just screws right into the stock reservoir from K-Tune. The line and the slave cylinder were $250 for all three, and these lines are pretty good. The only thing that you do need that comes with the clutch line and stuff is the line. The line is only like $50, but you don't need this. I just got that for show, and you do not need that. You can use the one out of a Type S. Next, we're gonna go to the conversion harness. The conversion harness plugs into your fuse box, your dash, and it plugs into your OEM dash harness. This harness is 250 bucks, and you need the conversion harness. You can get it from other sources too, it doesn't have to be K-Tune. Next is gonna be the ECU. I have the Honda ECU. I paid 1100 bucks for it because I didn't have the ECU. So it's a chipped Honda ECU. But if you're gonna use the stock RSX Type S ECU, you're going to need to have an immobilizer. K2 makes an immobilizer for 170 bucks, and you can just plug that right in and your car will run. Next, I have the shifter. I got the race spec shifter with the race spec cables. The race spec shifter cost me 700 bucks. No, the 500 bucks and 300 for the cables. You can use a stock RSX Type S shifter and cables. You don't have to go the race spec cables, but these are more solid and I prefer them better. If I forgot to tell, I don't know if I told you guys the price, but the fuel rail and this was 500 bucks. Next, we're gonna go down here. So the traction bar is up to you guys if you guys want to buy it or not. It just helps the car a little bit more. The traction bar cost me 300 bucks. Next, you have the axles. You can get EP3 axles, which they say fits right in, but I got the Insane Shaft 500 horsepower axles, and they were 500 bucks, as well as the intermediate shaft. This was 250 bucks. You can use the stock RSX Type S intermediate shaft. You don't have to get the Insane Shaft one, but this is the 500 horsepower one. Next, I have the complex bushing. The complex bushings are up front right there. You need this if you have a EK. You do not need this if you have a EG. But the complex bushings fit right into the EG lower control arm. And the complex bushing and the ball joint bushing, the complex were 130 bucks and the ball joint were 160 bucks from K-Tune. And you need, if you have the EKK2 mounts, which I have, you will need to get the subframe from an EG, as well as either a power steering or a manual steering from an EG. I have the manual steering because I don't believe you need a power steering one for a car this light. So I have a manual steering and an EG subframe. With the EG subframe, if you swap a EG, that frame and everything should be like 100 bucks for the power steering, I mean the manual steering and the subframe. And if you swap a EG subframe into EK, you're just going to need the subframe, the steering rack, the union right here, this union from an EG, because the EG hole is smaller than the EK, as well as you're going to need the EG lower control arms. EG, that's what I have, the EG lower control arms. The lower control arms cost me 70 bucks for both sides. So there were 70 bucks together. And that's basically it for the EG. I mean for the EK Kswap Civic.